Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is the second technology sharing, and we invite three handsome guy here, and yeah, two from Singapore and one from India. So far away. It seems that in India now it's still 3 a.m. in the morning. It's very early in the morning. Yeah,
Yeah,
five.
it's not 3, it's 7:30.
Oh, it's
So
7:30.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, 7:30 a.m. Yeah.
Okay, so you hopefully you already have your breakfast. So we will today we will talk about the customer experience. Yeah, and we just catch up with Eric and Finos about the F1, about customer experience, how Singapore bring people to have experience to enjoy Singapore and enjoy the race as well. But today, of course, we have three different technology. Yeah, Tetherfi is they will I mean that Finos will introduce himself and company later on, and we have Jabra, yeah, headset technology, and of course Zoom, yeah, Eric from Zoom providing this facility for us to, yeah, it's very good to have the tools so we can have this webinar, yeah. So I think let's start to introduce one by one of them so we know better who they are, what kind of technology they provide, and a little bit overview what they're thinking about the customer experience. Let's start with maybe we start with Eric, yeah, because Zoom, okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Pak Andy, thank you so much for extend invite to me to join to more on the sharing, right? Just to use this platform to learn from one another. Really appreciate. So myself is Eric Low. I'm the CX sales specialist from Zoom. I look after the CX in Asia market. For my past experiences, all in the CX provider space. So really, customer experience has come a long, long way. Even days before technology exists, right? So customer experience already exists back then, but with the help of technology, it actually provides a lot of great customer experience for everyone, including the brand as well as customer, and yet create a lot of higher expectation from the user, including me, right? So whenever I reach out to the contact center, in fact, I do a lot of research before. Probably that's the last attempt I reach out. So I'm a provider as well. I'm the user as well. So I think use this forum to discuss different persona, different point of view. Thank you.
Thank you, Rich. Before I move to Finos, I think let's have a little bit. What do you think about the customer experience, Eric? It's still
Okay.
new.
Yeah, customer experience is the whole journey, right? It's the whole journey. I would say even at the time where customer, including myself, go and look out for the suitable products, right? There are so many products available in a modern society. There's website, there's social media, there's a review. So I think customer experience start from researching and then especially going to pre-purchase, right? So probably you have some question you know ask about pre-purchase. The other thing is about fulfillment, right? So make sure that things are in place. So all this journey does impact the customer, although they don't face it, but then they expect the delivery to be on time. Most often is brand will use another vendor for the courier service as well. When you start using it, you will encounter usage. Obviously, somebody will talk about dispute of usage, and then you get involved in billing. That's where you have this whole customer experience. Talk about support center as well. And most importantly, every brand, every business, including my role, right, repurchase, right?
Report. Yeah.
The repurchase, and this is all about the entire customer journey.
I see.
And this, I would say, brand will need to ensure that it provide the best experience to the consumer. And as long as there's competition, consumer have a choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Erich, for the overview about the how customer experience. Yeah. And then let's move to Vinod, yeah, to introduce himself and also his company. Okay. Go ahead, Peanut.
Thanks, Bakandi. So, morning, everyone. I'm Vinod. So I'm thrilled and honored and happy to be here today, part of this technology sharing session, and especially on the topic of customer experience, right? So my career, I've spent over 15 plus years in this industry, customer experience, contact center, customer servicing industry. So I've gone through the evolution of customer experience, right? Because over the years we have seen the demands of what customers want, and I've gone through that. So that's a good journey. It has been interesting, and especially of late, the focus on customer experience has been tremendous. Business of any size, small, medium, large, any size, customer experience is the focus, right? So it's interesting, and I'm happy to be here today to discuss on this.
Okay.
And I'm working with Tetherfi, so I've been here for 10 plus years, and again we are in this industry, customer experience, contact center solutions industry, and we're trying to reimagine how the legacy channels, right, can blend with modern digital transformation, right? Where today, like what Eric mentioned, customers have a choice of channels they want to use. It's not restricted to one, right? From social media to video to a variety of channels and options they have. So that's where we at Tetherfi are today. We try to give a blend in terms of how customers can have a unique experience across both. And at the same time, one of the key aspects is to provide a good customer experience. What does the agent need? What does the organization need, right? How employee experience or the internal agent experience is a key factor to provide a good customer experience. So these are the journeys I'm right now going through with Tetherfi, and quite excited about things. Yeah.
Thank you, Peanut. Let me to clarify about your company. So you are providing the system integrator, or you providing specific product?
Yeah, we have our platform products, which basically helps. It's a unified platform to bring in customers' interactions through various channels, and provide the unified, consistent experience. Right, that's the differentiating factor, I would say, that we provide. And at the same time, like I mentioned, the other key area that we focus on is also the agent experience, or the internal employee experience part of it. What tools does the internal employee need, and what support does he need to be able to service the customer better? It's not just one side of it, right?
I see. So you integrate as well. You have platform and you integrate with others brand as well. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Thank you, Peanuts. We will have a more overview about your technology later on. And I have a Gurav here, and of course, this is the only guy who use a headset because he sell headset, so cannot be without headset.
So thanks a lot. Thank you so much, Andy. With that introduction, I think this is the best introduction I can get. With this headset thing. And the first thing I have to do is like get over people out there in Singapore, reach out to Vinod and Eric, and even in Indonesia to you, Andy, for getting you the best headsets in the industry. Which actually impact the customer experience, being all the applications Zoom bring in from contact center perspective, from the platform like Vinod just mentioned, doing the system integration around that. And of course, in our presentation, we'll be talking more about it. Within that, the only thing sometimes organization forget about is that the source of communication is all the voice, right? And the better the voice goes to the end customer, the better the communication happens. The simple example is all of us know, right, with the low hanging fruits of communication, right? How many times we as well as customers have said this: hey, can you hear me okay? I cannot hear you. There is a lot of background noise from your side, right? And that is one of the key, very simple, but just imagine you are already frustrated and you get this particular this particular frustration of listening to the background noise from the other side where the agent is trying to solve your problem, right? So we will speak more about that definitely. And I am Gaurav Vyas for all the attendees here. I'm part of Jabra, working as the regional program lead within Jabra for APAC region. For my background perspective, yes, I'm a CX evangelist, customer satisfaction, customer experience evangelist, working in this particular industry for almost 13 plus 14 plus years right now. Coming from the consulting background, I work with KPMG, Accenture Strategy, as well into their complete advisory and CX advisory space. Also worked with product firms like Nice, and now with Jabra. That's where the overall role comes into play, where how using our endpoint solutions as well, we can improvise the customer experience. And like our great panelist over here has said that it's a complete journey.
Yeah.
Customer experience is a complete journey. What are the various touch points a customer actually, when he or she is actually interacting with your brand, should be the best experience, right?
Yeah.
That's where the piece of talking with an agent comes into play. So having said that, yes, really really thankful for you, Andy, for calling me again on this webinar, and providing our Jabra's perspective on customer experience, and looking forward to have a great panel session with all the esteemed speakers over here.
Thank you,
Thank you.
yeah, for the joining us. Let me ask a simple question to you. Eric mentioned that customer experience is talking about repurchase, yeah, repurchase. So how Jabra make people repurchase the headset?
Oh, how Jabra makes it. So it's a very simple thing. We always stand with the newest technology. We always innovate, right?
See,
And from a technology standpoint, when it comes to audio applications or audio solutions, right, where something like headset and all, people see that there is always a thought process of, okay, fine, this is just a headset, we just need to hear and speak. But the technology advancement is as such that you can even get the insights of the conversation, right? You can even certain times use a level of, everyone talks about the AI nowadays. We can even advance the technology using AI applications to how the voice should be sounding, and as well as capture certain level of emotions
I
as
see.
well, right? So from Jabra perspective, we always keep on innovating, and we always stand with the newest technology which comes into the market, right? And we have a large R&D center, which when we have one product launched out, we just then work on, not like, okay, fine, we have launched out the product. We
Yeah.
just keep on looking at the technology advancement which we can help our customers with the newest of the experiences. This is one part from the product standpoint. The other part from how Jabra can ensure that their customers are keep on using Jabra product is one of the best post sales support. Now, when we are talking about best post sales support, any kind of issue, once they are calling you in for that issue, this should be first, the first time resolution, FCR, the first contact resolution. We always say the KPI within customer experience, right? And that is where our teams is always present, and we use the best technology in our headset, so we never let any of the calls get abandoned. So, and we solve the issues in the first call itself. So we ensure that the brand experience is top notch.
Okay, thank you, Gaurav, about that. Yeah, we'll talk about that again. And Eric, I know I am favorite with Zoom. I mean that I repeat purchase, repurchase again, Zoom, and even sometime I use three device to use Zoom. So, uh, how do you think that Zoom can provide customer experience? This is before you doing presentation. Let's have a little bit discussion before that. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, yeah. So Zoom is actually very popular into innovation, right? So basically, the goal is to simplicity, right? Easy to use. When they design the product, they focus on easy to use. It's just like I think every one of us, including the audience over here, use a lot of video conferencing product before, current, and probably in the future as well. In particularly, not that I work for Zoom, but then it's actually very easy to use. You just have to click and then you're able to join the meeting. And this is what we as a company continue to innovate as well, right? As what Gaurav mentioned, right? Every company, including Zoom, are focusing a lot on the AI as well. So in fact, for this call, AI is also been enabled for the interaction as well, right? So they is able to help both the user to really catch up in meeting, so on and so forth. So with that, I think this is an area to improve user experience, and that will lead to loyalty and eventually repurchase more solution from Zoom beside the Zoom meeting and Zoom webinar.
Okay, I
Yeah.
saw, in this tool Zoom, you have caption, translation, EA companion as well. So is it you mentioned about that?
Correct, absolutely right. So all these are AI component into it. So if we have to use this solution a year ago, probably AI component wasn't there.
Yeah.
Because as long as you are a customer, you continue to on the subscription active user, you will get all these AI component enabled for no extra cost as well. And this is where we continue to focus on user experience. We put the customer first and give the best technology to everyone. Because when we talk about AI, in general, AI is not cheap, right? And we felt that Zoom felt that this is an area that we should let everybody use it, not limited to a set of users to use it, right? Like especially for us, you're hosting today's webinar, and then we also have audience that attend this. So all this benefit to both the organizer as well as for the consumer. So this is an area that we put in.
And then I see that your price is not increased actually. It'll keep the same price for all the time, yeah. Since I joined this, I keep the same price for it. So is it the strategy for you to keep the price the same all the time?
Yeah, in fact, we do more than keep the price the same. Do you remember during COVID, where during the global lockdown,
Yes.
Zoom offer free meeting for anyone, right?
Yeah.
Anyone can sign up for free, be it in education, meeting your parents abroad, friends, celebrate New Year, Hari Raya, or even Christmas. As long as you use it for 40 minutes, it's free. If you need more than 40 minutes, you just have to re-log into the Zoom meeting, and then you can enjoy all these things. So this is where we really want to focus on happy customer, and that 40 minutes is still extended to today.
I see.
Yeah.
So because you have so many application now connected to this, what is actually Zoom entering the contact center industry? What you offer to in contact center industry instead of just meeting like this?
Correct. So in fact, what we use for meeting predominantly for collaboration, right? Enterprise collaboration, is still all about people to people engagement. So and then once we evolve from meeting, we go into complete suite of UC, including team chat, phone as well. So we can use phone on the desktop, on the phone, just like any regular Office PBX. And right now it's actually available on the UC platform. And it's all about engagement. And we felt that one major part is we should also extend to the customer, just like webinar, right? So we extend to that. And then all the technology that we have learned over the years, we can easily extend to service more customer and give customer more choices to find the best solution for their immediate needs as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why we also into CX. Probably I would say CX GA about less than 2 years. Is probably 1 year and 9 months. Globally as well. So very exciting. Continue to innovate. I would say the innovation come in every month.
Yeah. Is it solution that with this video conferencing, or is remain the same actually? We just need to turn on the features.
Well, it's the same client that we use right now. It's just that you have to subscribe for the contact center, and then on the top part you will see a contact center icon.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so you can easily switch into collaboration with your colleague. You actually can go into a phone as well. If you are traveling, you can use a mobile phone to call using the we call it Zoom phone, and including the contact center as well.
Okay, thank you, Eric, for explanation about that. So I moved to Minos regarding this because Minos maybe his uh, company doing integration for all the including video, voice, social media. How or what do you think?
Yeah, so basically, like I mentioned, right, one of the key things in customer experience today is how do you unify the channels, right? Because customers have a variety of choices. Maybe if you're on the travel, you will not prefer talking, you will probably want to text, or there are certain specific use cases where you will prefer to talk. Let's say there are emotional side of things, right? Let's say I've lost my card. I wouldn't want to be sitting and texting somebody about it. Today I lost my card. I would definitely want to pick up and talk to somebody, right? That's where the person on the other side understands the emotion and says, "Don't worry, I'm going to help you here," right? So that's where the need is definitely to integrate and have a single unified platform. Uh, but at the same time, the balance is important in terms of the experience, right? The experience has to be consistent, has to be, the customer is able to do a certain transaction in the same way across any channel, right? Let's say using social media, you've got to do X, Y, Z, whereas if you're doing voice, you can only do this, right? Then that doesn't give the right experience to a customer as well. So that's where I think what we try to bring in is a very consultative approach to the whole platform product design and how we evolve, right? In terms of making sure the experience is consistent.
Yeah.
And enterprises understand that. Enterprises also need to come in this journey, right? It's not a one-way traffic where this is how the product works. You got to take it, right? That's not the approach. How we integrate into the large enterprises. The way we integrate is that make them understand the journey, and even we learn in the process. Obviously, every domain has specific ways of operations, right? So one of the key strengths in our innovation, I would say, is learning from the ground, and having these feedbacks from the customers go into the product and evolve, instead of the product being a silo engine, and it's developed without the actual use case being fed into them, right? So that's one of the key strengths where we are constantly open to feedbacks and understanding how what can make the life easier. It's all about that, right? What can make the life easier for both an agent or a customer experience professional and the customer and their end customers, right? So
Let me try to understand in that you mentioned. Let's say we have a voice channel, video channel. Maybe you integrate voice channel with the Zoom. Maybe you integrate. No, it's not like that. Or you provide all the things with Tetherfi.
okay, so when it comes to thanks for that question. That's quite interesting, right? So we have our own platform as well as an offering, as an end-to-end contact center platform, including certain SIP-based PBX integrations and stuff. And at the same time, we have connectors to a wide variety of existing players, right? Because when it comes to enterprises, another key advantage or another key point, differentiating point that we bring in is it's not always rip and replace, right? If a customer has a certain platform, how can we coexist is another key thing we have always evolved and tried. So we have a variety of connectors, let's say Avaya telephony, Zoom contact centers, Cisco telephony, right? So that way we've had connectors to a variety of existing large players who provide similar solutions, and we bring in our digital advantage on that. Let's say we try to bring in a visual IVR, or we try to bring in an audio video communication on top of legacy, and how do you blend both of these together, right? So that's where I think we have tried not to have it's just my platform end to end. At the same time, have the flexibility of both options, right? So customers who are having a certain platform, we have pre-built connectors for a good variety of market platforms today. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Peanut, to explain about that. Yeah, so your system based on cloud or on premise?
We have both, right? And in fact, we have also had hybrid implementations because certain customers have invested in a telephony platform. So we have also had hybrid implementations where the telephony remains on-prem, where the entire digital stack is delivered out of cloud. And pure SaaS cloud also is an offering that we have. Certain customers are using it. So we have both, Andy.
Okay, thank you, Peanut, for explanation. I move to graph about this. Just come back regarding the headset. Actually, how long people need to use? I mean, that to use the headset before they need to replace.
Oh, so that's a wonderful question. In terms, basically it's a tricky one, by the way. So yeah, uh, so there are different school of thoughts. Let's just think about. It all depends on the quality and the durability of the headset which your headset provider is giving. Just imagine, it's like you are just using a Samsung or an iPhone,
And
right? Which is like you would want to use at least for 6 7 years because you have invested in that, and there is the technology is great, right? And then there is some other manufacturer, maybe some very low cost
I
usage, and it's only a talk, you just need to talk through, right? But then it always comes like, in a generalized manner. If we see, in a generalized manner, we recommend that, there has to be a replacement of your headset and the technology getting obsolete, with the advancement of all the technology, including the applications, right?
yeah
The headset technology also is kind of getting obsolete, within 2.5 years, right? So one of our top notch headsets, the digital enabled headsets, we come with a warranty level till 3 years, right? No questions
yeah
asked, because we are so much confident about the quality and the durability which we have made, right? uh,
yeah
when other than that, then there is some entry level headsets which are like just 1 year, right?
yeah
It all depends on that. So it there are multiple variables or the factors into that. One is the quality of the material or the quality which we have used, the technology which you want to use, and at the same point of time, the user, how he or she is using it,
yeah
how roughly it is getting
yeah
used, right? That is where the question comes,
yeah
when agents and the millennials in the environment of contact center are using, they are just bothered about their quick time, quick resolution, and then, if they are getting frustrated, they even the most abused usage happening in a contact center industry is of the headset. All the frustration goes onto the headset, right? So it's like, what is the thing which I can throw which cannot get break, or it doesn't harm anyone else? Of course, the headset, right? So
yeah
the point is, the best quality, you can always, the usage range can be up to 3 years to 4 years as well,
I
right?
see.
Okay. But then when it comes to the newest technology and the advancement which is happening with the application providers like Zoom, right, any of the other players within the contact center, we have to be aligned with that technology as well. It should be a simple plug and play approach, right? It shouldn't be a back end integration or something. We keep on innovating that, right? And how we can actually help on the customer experience spaces with giving certain digital data as well. So if customers are looking for such things, why not? It has to go beyond 3 to 4 years of usage. So
Okay.
there are multiple factors, but if you want a single line answer to that, yes, up to 3 years is a good time to use a particular headset, provided you are using the best of the technology in the market and the quality of the headset.
Okay, thank you. Because why I ask about this question, because sometimes people I see in Indonesia, people still using headset contact center very long time. So
Yes.
as long as it still have the sound, so they keep using it until it's broken.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I said. You brought the right point, Andy. What happens is, like, they're just seeing the headset as a device to hear and speak, but the behind how this is impacting the overall customer experience and how much it is gonna cost in the long run, because
Yeah.
if you're using it in the long run, and if there is any issues in kind of hearing and all those, if you're saying that okay fine, this is just for the time being, but that impact might be such higher that the customer might replace the brand. He may
Yeah.
jump to another brand because of that communication, right?
Yeah.
So it has to be, you have to stay along with the technology which is happening. um, and even from that perspective, more importantly, you have to actually take care of the agent experience plus the customer experience. So both goes hand in hand in this world of customer journey today.
And how do you think about the combining the personal use and contact center use for the headset? Whether they because some headset I see that they can connect it to the two device or even three device. So at the same time, agent use it for the contact center, but sometimes they can switch to personal use. What do you think about that?
So there are definitely headsets which can actually connect to multiple devices, right? When we are talking about phone usage, right? If they want to connect to phone, if there is a call coming, they want to take it, right? When you're using on a contact center specific, applications, it has to be connected to that. So basically, that has to be through Bluetooth connections, right?
Yeah.
And one of our solution does have a dual wired connection as well, which is USB-A and USB-C kind of as well, where if you are not using it on contact center application platform or on your system with a USB connector, you can just plug out and use the USB-C to your phone, and even if you want to listen to music or something. So that's why we ensure that the experience in the speakers, when you are, it should be as equivalent to as you are using some other headset to listen to your music. So we know that the experience of the agents should be related to, if they are working in a hybrid mode, they will carry their headset together right at home, and they would like to use it for other usage as well. So that's why we give this level of facility. However, um, it's always better that we use one technology which is aligned with our contact center applications, because that is one of the key important things when it comes to businesses. Businesses as an organization will first keep the level of the usage within the organization, and with the contact center application, how it is going hand in hand with the current usage of the application. That will be the first priority. The second priority is definitely, okay, how lightweight it is, how, what's the dual connectivity and all. So that technology advancement and the involvement of having a plug and play feature with any applications in the contact center industry will be key.
Okay, thank you, Grab, for the explanation. So I think we already have overview about three of the speaker. We understand what where they come from and what is the view about the customer experience. Three different speaker, different background, but it's talking the same topic about the customer experience. So this is the time for them to, I give the time for them to present their slide. 10 minutes presentation, I think is enough for them to explain about the technology, what is the feature and benefit to the customer. I think I pass to Eric first to give a presentation about the Zoom. Okay, go ahead. Anyway,
Right.
the friends here can activate the caption, translation, EA companion. Is very nice to have the Zoom today because I activate as well the EI companion and translation is very good from English to Indonesia. It's very accurate. Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah, terima kasih, Pak.
Right.
Right. So, good morning, everyone. Just probably you did not, capture what I've introduced of myself earlier. So this is probably a slide that can do a reintroduction of myself. My name is Eric Low. I'm the CX sales specialist covering Asia, including my favorite Indonesia market as well. So today, the topic is into customer experience. I kind of also customize a little bit of the slides to talk a little bit about how Zoom, contact center or customer experience, used in the this space, right? Okay, so this is what the question been asked earlier, right? So Zoom, innovation is to focus on one platform, delivering a limitless human connection, right? So this is what we believe and what our focus into innovation. We started off very well in the meeting, right? This is a slide. I think it's good to share these slides. So this entire suite of Zoom platform, thank you, Pak Andy, for giving me this opportunity to share with the audience as well, probably the speaker as well. So in fact, Zoom do a lot more solution apart from the meeting right in the middle where everyone is famous for, and then use it for both their job as well as for leisure as well, for family. So if you look at the middle part over here, this is where the unified collaboration, do we call it UC as a service? So it encompasses, collaboration, chat, phone, which I mentioned earlier, including schedule, calendar as well. So this part is what we do very, very well at Zoom. On the left-hand side, you also see, employee experience as well. So essentially, these are used for, employee collaboration. We have different, solution for that. For today, the focus is into customer experience. Personally, myself is the CX sales specialist. So I will focus a lot into the virtual agent, contact center, and the workforce engagement suite. So this platform, as I shared earlier, especially the CX part, is coming to 2 years. We come at the right time. This platform has been built in the days where AI was so popular in the CX, and give us the platform that input all the AI in every touch point, including the contact center as well as meeting as well. Like Andy mentioned, right? We can do AI companion. We can do translation from what we've spoken in English into Bahasa Indonesia. And this is also what we not talk about, right? So a lot of enterprise has many systems. That's where we need the bottom part, where we actually have all the SDK API to interface with third-party system, regardless of our business partner or the customer premises system as well. So these slides I put together don't focus on the timeline. Essentially, when we talk about customer experience, is all about everything a brand put the customer first, right? Managing the entire customer journey, which I shared earlier, right? Pre-purchase, purchase, as well as repurchase. So before technology is available, the customer experience already exists, but those are in person, right? So you go to a counter, you go to a branch, you go to a store. It could be even submit a particular item that is faulty, right? So there's, for instance, there's a hardware bit faulty, and then you go to the branch, and then you let the person look at it, probably a technician, and then troubleshoot, and then get your product fixed. So since we are in the topic of customer engagement, so also mentioned about the evolution of contact center engagement experience. So this is something I put together just for this event, right? So for the last 30 years, great technology come in that innovate, started from voice, the availability of internet, mobile. That's bring us to this journey right now. So if you look at the furthest one on the right, in fact, generative AI is a wide topic in CX that because of the large language model, it suits this contact center very well, because every touch point is all about large language model, regardless is voice or text as well. So that will increase a lot of productivity improvement to help the agent as well as the customer as well. So if you notice, there's an empty slot over here. I felt that throughout this 30 years, right, many advancement has been available in the contact center. One areas, what I felt was kind of like we can do a little bit more, which is the video. right? Especially when we started with in-person. In fact, in-person still exists in many parts of the world that the customer will go to the branch, go to the store, but then they do have challenges. Places like Indonesia, massive, area that you need to, get trained people on site in different branch, different store is not something easy as well. So with the technology advancement, what Zoom can offer right now is to bring our a great, video experience from the regular meeting. Right now, the same video we use for, we actually extend them into the contact center as well. So in fact, this offering, including the kiosk, is actually is actually a primary channel in all our offerings. Meaning that if you pick the entry level of the subscription, video is available at no extra cost as well. The reason is because we really want to help companies, organization to better engage with the customer in any of the customer journey that I talked about earlier, right? So in fact, later on my slide, I'll put together some of the use case that could share with you to really benefit about what Zoom has done throughout this recent year into the video, and then probably reinvent the customer experience to improve better engagement with the traditional in-person. See, the goal of this example, right, is not to replace in-person counter, branch, or store, right? It is to complement as well, right? It's to complement them that in case their staff is not sufficient, or let's suppose in a particular area where you don't think that you want to deploy an expert on site or the store for a certain location, that you can complement with the video as well as kiosk as well, right? So just before I switch, I'm glad that a Zoom CX, although it's very less than 2 years, whatever I shown on the screen over here is fully supported, throughout all the different channel of offering. So this is something quite easy to understand. If you look at the diagram over here, on the left-hand side, this is where the customer. So you can use the traditional voice, you can use email, chat. Obviously, right now we live in the social media world. You can actually engage with the customer in social media. And something over here is very exciting. The same video that we use for meeting. Now, there's an option for the customer to engage with the brand using video as well. Right, and I also mentioned about in person. You can deploy a kiosk in certain location, or even complement some of the business where if you launch a new campaign, you're short of expert in this area, you can actually deploy a mobile kiosk to ramp up the in person to help the customer as well. So as a customer, they can use either desktop or just like everyone, right? Use a lot of mobile, so you can use mobile to engage in all these different channels with a particular brand. Is what we know also mentioned, right? The choice of the customer, because we really have a wide spectrum. We have the adult that traditionally love voice, and then we also have the younger generation that just enjoy texting, right? So this is a platform that can support everything. And on the right side, this is where an agent base. They can base in anywhere. They can base in office. They can base in the hybrid work, or they can even base from home as well, right? So you have remote agent within a different city in Indonesia, or even outside Indonesia is possible, because some of the business do have business outside the country as well. And just like any IT help desk or customer service, they need a case management system where Zoom have native connector to the likes of Salesforce, Dynamics, ServiceNow, and Zendesk. We do have API that can interface to any case management or CRM system available as well. So take note on the bottom over here. This is not new. The agent is not going to learn a new tool. This is the same Zoom client that they use for Zoom meeting, Zoom webinar. And this is something which I explained to Park Andy earlier. It's just a new additional icon on top. Just to click on contact center, it can actually service. That will give you the ability of having one platform, one in the application. Agent do not need to flip between different applications. So if you look at the middle part, right? So we it's all about engaging with the customer consumer as well as the brand as well. We heavily incorporated lots of AI companion in this area, and this is just a phase one, right? And sky is the limit. Every month we actually add additional enhancement into it, both capability as well as AI, and this will further incorporate into the solution to provide better self-service, and in fact also support the agent in terms of providing them with guidance. So essentially is to improve agent experience, and ultimately agent is able to deliver the better customer experience, right? So obviously we are focusing on better business outcome. So a lot of people ask me, Eric, why should I consider Zoom CX or Zoom Contact Center? Which I explained to you earlier. We support full suite of the solution as well. I would probably want to call 3 areas that we do extremely well because of the total suite of product that we are offering. Video, you understand, right? So video right now, we're able to help to resolve issue faster and more efficient. The other part is because this Zoom is also a UCaaS as well as CCaaS provider, so they are all in the same platform, just a single experience, so you can easily engage with back office. Generally, what we call is the subject matter expert, and then the goal is to improve first contact resolution as well. So to avoid follow-up call with customer, and this is what Park Andy also shared, right? We did not actually increase the price, even though we incorporated a lot of AI functionality into the Zoom meeting. Likewise, we also introduced AI into the whole contact center suite without additional cost as well, right? So AI companion is part of it. So essentially is to improve productivity, improve user experience, and customer can get whatever answer in a conversational way, 7/24. So I'll probably quickly run through some of the use case over here. So one of the use case you could use it for selling, right? So in fact you can sell products using a video. Not that every single call is video, right? So the call can be started with a voice call. If you find that the customer is interested to know more about product, and then they can switch from a voice call into a video call, so that right now, as a contact center agent, you're able to look at the customer. There's a choice for the customer to show or not to show their face. But in this case, the agent could also demonstrate the product right in front of the customer, right? Because right now the customer has higher chance of purchase. That's the reason that she decided to switch into video and then able to demonstrate the product. And right now it's so easy, right? This is where I started with my slides, that I bring everyone back into days where there's an in-person engagement. And this could be also a support use case, meaning that I'm using the product is not working as per my plan, right? So, and then I could also use this to show it right in front of it, instead of bringing all the way from their home, their office into the service desk at their counter. I can use video to show them the product, how it works, and it doesn't work the way I want, so that the agent right now is able to guide me to use it in the right way, or the agent could confirm that this is a defect and send a technician down to service the product, right? So another use case that probably everybody want to avoid, right? Having unpleasant experience in anywhere. So in this use case, is about insurance or car accident, right? Motor insurance. And right now, perhaps this customer was very inexperienced. He don't know how to handle it. So he actually ring up the insurance company. And then the insurance company will say, "Oh, don't worry. You have a phone. I know that you're calling me from the phone, from the caller ID. I could, switch this call into a video call so that you can show me exactly what you're facing in the situation, and I'm better advise you what is the next step to do it, right?" So essentially, everything is about reduce the handling time, improve the first engage resolution as well, and video is actually native within Zoom CX. Just like everyone gone through the entire pandemic, every business pivot into digital. A lot of consumer right now have to buy things online or engage everything online. How many times that we face a problem where we are not able to decide what to answer for a particular question. Or let's suppose I want to buy online, I get stuck, I'm not able to progress to the next step. And right now, the beautiful part is I can engage with the contact center without having extra additional software. The same Zoom client, the customer could also share the desktop to the agent, so that the agent right now have a better understanding where exactly the customer is facing issue. The reason why we introduced this at this time is because every business, pivot into, digital, and we could share screen, even share file, as well as if in the final resort, the agent could also requested that if you don't mind, the customer can also grant them for remote access to actually, help to navigate the screen for some customer that need help as well. So in fact, I speak a lot on the in person, right? One-to-one. And then right now, this is something is all about innovation, focusing on Zoom kiosk. So kiosk can be in any hardware, the customer choice. You can place it alongside with the front desk just to handle extra capacity, or deploy a Zoom kiosk in a particular location where you find that the volume probably is too low, and then you do not want to deploy a person on site, because when you deploy a person on site, he needs to be skillful enough to answer all the questions. And right now, to be honest with you, it's not that simple, because every brand cover a lot of different solutions, different offerings. And with kiosk, you can relieve, some of the subject matter expert and bring them into the contact center that they run right now. But right now is video enabled as well. So while waiting for an agent to be available, just like IVR, right now we don't need to play music. We actually can play a personalized interactive waiting room depending on the profile of the customer. You can position the most appropriate video. You can do upsell, cross-sell opportunity. You could even provide them with some self-help video how to resolve the issue. And this is you can also use it in the normal desktop or even mobile devices as well, right? Not necessarily kiosk, but essentially video. And we find that we understand that video technology has been available for a long time. Unfortunately, at least for me personally, I've not seen video been as part of the contact center offering in almost all my engagement with all my companies that I deal with. So with video, the certain use case can actually create better user relationship. We saw the survey over here, 59%. And everyone is convinced that using video, you can resolve issues much faster, up to even 51% as well. So there's also another survey being compared, one contact center as well as the other contact center does not use video. And clearly you can see that for certain use case, especially company with a particular product, as well as, they need to fill up forms where they get stuck, and then they can deploy or switch them to video to improve the revenue, customer rating, or agent efficiency as well. So the second point that we do it, I will probably say out of the box, is because Zoom Contact Center and Zoom Unified Communication and Collaboration all are under one platform, one single application, meaning you use the same Zoom client, you can use for meeting, team chat, and essentially it's a lifeline for the contact center workforce to engage the subject matter expert on the back end as well, right? So this is something I would say is really helped a lot into improve first engaged resolution as well, right? If you look at this screen over here, this is what I talk about, the same Zoom meeting that we used even for this webinar. You can see this little icon over here, contact center, yes, the contact center, and then agent will start receiving calls, supervisor is able to see all the real-time statistics on the whole contact center as well. If there's a need, they can actually do a team chat with the backend, and then by looking at the presence, you will know that which expert is actually online and they are not online as well. So for online, they straight away can engage them. So these are just very specific group of back office people has been arranged to support the contact center agent as well. And more importantly, because right now it's the same platform, the contact center on the cloud as well as the UC on the cloud, there's no additional phone charges between these two platforms because it's all in the same platform. The last topic probably I want to highlight in this the last 9 months, everyone talk about AI. So in fact, Zoom deployed AI in every touch point, right? So a lot of debate or discussion has been gone to the market that hey, AI will replace the agent. I disagree. If you look at what Zoom mission, in fact, we only leverage AI in terms of self-service on probably one use case over here, but there are a lot of use cases that AI has been incorporated to support the agent, right? If you look at this contact center, we are referring to agent as well. So all these are the enhancement that we built in to have a summary, right? So meaning that right now, say for instance, I am the agent, I'm talking to the customer. If I talk too fast, the system will tell me that, Eric, you're talking too fast, right? If the customer is unhappy, straight away we know the sentiment analysis that the customer is a bit upset because you will see it will switch from positive to negative, right? All these things will present right in front of the agent. Likewise, the same copy will also extend it to their team leader as well as their manager as well. So all these things are leveraging on AI. I personally love the most in this area is wrap up, right? So we like to talk. So in fact, what we talk for 2 hours, right? We will talk for 2 hours, and in this case, in the contact center, agent will no longer need to take notes while we are having the conversation. It just have to generate the smart note at the end of the call, and then system will use the AI to understand the entire conversation and summarize it, and let the agent check whether anything to add on. If not, it can just dispose the call. So essentially, is to reduce agent wrap-up time as well as to also reduce the agent talk time and ultimately improve customer experience. So probably this is my last slide to let all the audience know that this is the complete suite of Zoom CX platform. The contact center, the full omni-channel inclusive of video enabled, and the other one is our virtual agent. We can actually deploy a conversational AI chatbot with natural language understanding. We are able to naturally respond to the customer. And we also have the workforce engagement suite, encompass the workforce management and quality management to handle the speech analytics, text analytics. And having said that, if you look at the bottom part, every component, the AI component is actually been deployed. And as what Park and they said, there's no price increase because AI component is included in all our offering, inclusive of the contact centers. So I guess thank you for the time given to me. Yep.
Thank you for the explanation. Yeah, it's very good to understand what Zoom have for the contact center. There's a lot of things. Yeah, but let's have a presentation first from Pinoch. Yeah, so we have a better overview about what Tetherfi deliver for the customer. Okay, I will come back to you, Eric, for the question and answer.
All right, thank you.
Pinoch?
Yep, just I'm trying to share, yeah. Okay, let me know once you're able to see the screen, right?
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
right. Thanks.
That's okay. Thank you.
Morning, everyone. Quick intro. I'm Vinod. I've been with Tetherfi for over 11 years now. I have great experience around the customer experience and contact centers for over 15 years now. So as I said before, I've had the unique advantage of seeing personally how the customer experience domain has evolved, right? From what the customer's demands are, what the customer's expectations are in terms of service has seen a massive shift. So I've been through this journey and learned along and hopefully delivered value to a lot of our customers in this region. So I'm based in Singapore, and I manage all our strategic customers in this region, including Indonesia, right? All the Southeast Asia customers. So that's me. And Tetherfi, we are basically an omni-channel solution provider, right? We bring in a unified platform that brings customer interactions through various channels into a single platform. I think more details down in further slides below, right? In terms of what is the differentiating factor and where we come in, right? So before we delve into the amazing, area of customer experience, I just want to let everyone know that this is not a one-way conversation. The beauty of any technology sharing session is the collaboration and the engagement, right? So welcome queries and questions from everyone, and would like to engage and see how we can, enhance our knowledge about the trends in customer experience, right? Thanks for that. So before I go deep inside, I think one of the hottest buzzwords in the industry is AI, right? So I think even Eric mentioned this. So one of the key things is we strongly believe that AI provides the tools for any enterprise to be able to scale faster, right? But at the same time, when it comes to customer experience, it's the human interaction, right? It's the real human interaction, and what is the intelligence you can build around that is what is key to delivering a great customer experience, right? AI is there to help or assist the organization's scale to be able to deliver to a large customer experience domain. But at the same time, it's the human interactions that plays a key part, and we strongly believe that is what we are going towards, right? So a quick overview of the landscape of customer experience today. You can broadly categorize them into two parts, right? One is the CX itself, which is the customer experience. So if you see the customers' purchasing decisions today, a majority of purchasing decision is determined by the factor called experience. What is the customer's experience with the brand, right? Is it a positive experience, and what is the ease of doing business or the ease of doing transactions with the organization, right? These play a very key part in the customer's decision towards a brand, right? So customer experience is no longer just a support or a service that the organization provides. It's in fact boosting revenues. It's whether you give a good customer experience and boost your revenues, or if the customers find it difficult or inconvenient to use your service, it drops. The sales basically drops, and there are real statistics that are showing this today, right? So that's one key aspect of customer experience. And on the other side, how can the customer self-service a variety of things, right? And at the same time, be assisted by an agent at the right time, assisted by a human at the right time for the right topics, right? Not everything can be self-serviced. At the same time, I think with the advent of AI, it's believed that AI will, kind of be able to answer or respond to any customer queries. But it's important to understand how enterprises can blend them in a way where customers can self-service certain things that they want without the need to be able to talk to an agent. And at the same time, how can the organizations bring in the digital aspect of customer experience and be able to digital touch point with customers and provide the self-service and agent-assisted channels to be together, right? That's the key blend that organizations need to bring in the CX side. Now, on the other side, if you see below, right, the other key aspect of providing a good customer experience is empowering your agents, is empowering your internal employees with the right set of tools, right? So that's where AX comes in, right? So there is a lot of, especially with the pandemic, and it has kind of shown the world that things are possible to be done remote, right? It's not mandatory, or there is a choice again, right? We talked about customers' choice of brand or customers' choice of channel. And at the same way, agents' choice of let's say even location, right, where they work from, and how hybrid or how can you support your employees in giving them the right tools and flexibility. And that goes a long way in how your agent can service your customers better, right? Uh, it's clearly seen in some of the recent happenings, as we can see. But there is a key aspect to that is the data privacy, right? A lot of these organizations deal with sensitive information, customer information, and we have seen huge, internal thefts and data privacy becoming a key topic. So when you talk of AX and giving the flexibility of people to work from home or work from remote locations and service customers, the key aspect is to see how can you secure, how can you ensure that the customer's data is secured, right? So these are two broad landscape items that organizations and enterprises need to consider in their CX journey, right? It's not just the CX part; it's a bit of agent experience and it's a bit of data privacy. All these put together is the right landscape to be looking at customer experience as, right? So on this, like I said, now let me keep to the customer side first, right? Omni-channel is a very generic term that's being used, but if I have to put it in certain use case and how and where it plays an important part, like I think Eric mentioned, we're all customers as well, right? All of us here are customers as well. So as a customer, the channel that I would like to use will differ from situation to situation. During travel, let's say I'm commuting to work or I'm commuting elsewhere, I wouldn't probably want to be taking a phone call and trying to raise my query to my service provider. Rather, I would prefer to have a text based support, right? Certain specific situations like customers needs emotional support, like I mentioned about, losing a card. It happened to me that I had lost my card once. And the first thing you will want is to talk to someone because that person on the other line is going to soothe you and he's going to tell, dear customer, don't worry, right? I'm going to block your card and we'll issue you a new one, right? So that the human interaction part that I talked about, where the emotional aspect of things comes into picture. So that requires a voice channel. There are certain inquiries where, let's say, the millennials and the modern generation prefer to be getting information over social messaging, right? Anything that happens with the organization, they would like to first interact on social media. I had this experience with so-and-so brand. And one of the good things is that I see as a trend is that both good and bad get highlighted these days, right? If you provide a bad experience, definitely customers make sure that it's known to a wider forum. And at the same time, you provide a good experience, it is also right shared in different forums like social media, right? So that is a very key for organizations today to tap onto, right? It's no longer just another side channel. It's a very key channel for organizations to be monitoring and responding because a majority of the newer generations are going to be interacting through those digital channels, right? And how can customers self-service themselves? What are the various channels through which I can self-service certain things myself, right? Not having to go to a branch. With the advent of digital banks, pure digital only banks, right? In fact, Indonesia has been the pioneer where the first in the region, I would say, to introduce fully digital banks, right? So we have seen the kind of journey that has been put to customers where it's branchless. You don't need to go to a branch. You download my mobile app. You can open up an account or you can get onboarded into our system through there. You can do so. One of the aspects in this journey is the verification. How do you KYC a customer? How do you make sure the authentic customer is getting onboarded, right? So that's where video has been one of the channels that's been introduced and it's really helped, right? Unbank the bank the unbanked, right? People from remote locations to don't have to travel to branches to be able to have an association with the bank, right? That's the digital advantage that this channel brings in, right? So that way, there are a variety of channels that customers would use in variety of situations. But the key is how, as an organization, you can tap onto it, right? If you're using multiple systems for each of these, right, the agent is not going to find it easy right? I'm going to get a chat in system A, and I'm going to suddenly pick up a call and put my headset on and talk to a customer, and then I open an Outlook and respond to customer emails. So that way, I think we are making the life of the agent difficult. So like I mentioned, one of the key things is, you take care of your employees and they take care of your customers. That's right. That's the mantra, right? So with this, if the agent is empowered with a platform where the customers' interactions are all integrated and unified into a single platform, that would massively increase the productivity of the agent. And that in turn will result in good customer experience, right? Imagine wait times getting shorter for a customer who's trying to get in touch with an organization, right? So that's a massive turnaround in the whole customer experience. So that's where omnichannel is a very basic need today. I would say it's not just good to have, right? Having a unified omnichannel experience to customers is a basic need today. Expectation is almost like, oh, this is taken for granted. I expect this to be provided, right? So a simple use case, right? If I were to put through the different channels that we saw on the previous slide in terms of a journey, if you want to see it like a journey, and this is from one of our real implementations actually, right? So a telecom customer, right? So if you can see through the use case, you'll actually see how the different channels come into picture, right? So let's say a customer has an issue with the Wi-Fi router or whatever he uses at home, right? So he can quickly get on to certain digital channels that's available, like let's say a mobile app through which he tries to do some self troubleshooting, right? At the same time, let's say if he's not able to proceed with the instructions that's provided or self-service that's provided, in real time, an agent gets connected to him over a video call, right? And during the video call, the system is able to identify and quickly authenticate the customer. Okay, this is who are you, right? And the agent is then immediately on the spot able to help the customer solve his problem. This is by using video. This is by using co-browsing and asking the customer, oh, can you do this? Can you do that? And can I see your router? Is this connected? Right. So this is a real use case that I'm talking of here, which has been implemented by a telco customer in this region. And what that they saw is the dispatch of support engineers, right? Technical support engineers came down by 50% or more in the first few months of getting such a service on. And to the customer, if you see, it's a massive shift in the customer experience. I don't need to book an appointment. I don't need to wait for a support engineer to be dispatched, and he comes comes home. I need to be available when he's coming, right? Whereas if you look at this particular use case, it's whenever the customer is available, you're servicing him. It's the other way around, right? So it's the ease of doing business, right? If I'm not at home, okay, anyway, I know I have a problem. I'll do it late in the evening, right? So the ease of the customer to be able to decide when he wants to get the service and be able to do it right from the premises of his place and his time, all has played a great part, right, in terms of the NPS or customer satisfaction increase. It has also reduced in terms of cost, right, to be dispatching the number of support engineers. It's a key cost saving to the service center, right? So this is not just what we are trying to envision, right? And I'm talking about a real use case and how it has helped. So that's the power of digital customer experience and what having the required tools helps organizations with, right? So if I were to now talk about how this blends with the agent side of it. So as you can see, our platform, the Vision AI platform, one of the key products that we have, it has a certain elements of customer experience where using SDKs and using APIs, either partners or customers themselves can integrate and provide self-services channels on the digital side, right? Be it web or be it mobile app, native apps, Android, iOS, right? And from there, seamlessly bring the customer and engage with a real agent, a live agent, or a video session or an audio session. The choice is there, right? Depending on the use case, depending on your business value, the channel of choice is there, right? And at the same time, the same Vision AI platform extends to the inside, right? To the internal, the employee side. where you're securing the customer's premise in terms of, what are the tools on his desktop? Is the data on the screen safe, right? And how can he collaborate with the supervisor? Because one of the major things probably I feel is taken for granted in this customer experience domain is the agents, what the agents go through, right? Customers share their frustration a majority of time to the agents on whatever channel they're interacting with, right? So it's important that the agent has the right tools to be able to collaborate, get the required help from the supervisor or from the team, and be able to service the customer. And that's key, right? We in fact even have the ability whereby the supervisor can monitor from the emotional state of the agent to see that does he need a break now? I think he's exhausted. He looks to have had a bad call. I need to probably go and help him out here, right? So that's the part where we are leveraging the Vision AI on the internal and making sure the agent and the employee gets the required support to be able to service the end customer better, right? So that's the value what this platform we are trying to bring in and help
Yeah.
enterprises with. A quick summary of the
Okay.
sorry, Andy.
Go ahead. This is the last slide, right?
Probably a couple of them. Yeah, I'll quickly finish.
Okay.
So a quick overview of the stack. Basically, I don't want to go through each of the boxes here, but you can see on top is where the customer touch points are. You have the legacy channels and you have the digital channels and the long text-based channels, right? So we have connectors for each of these, and we have the central engine layer, the interaction workflow, which basically provides the self-service capability for variety of channels, be it voice or be it text-based. And then comes the agent side. So you basically fall back from a self-service to an agent. So the unified agent experience is the multimedia agent console here, and it basically has a unified platform with calling capability, and we have all the connectors to external systems. We talk about CRMs, we talk about NLP engines, and backend, right, APIs to retrieve certain custom information and provide. So all of these are custom connectors that are available, right? And the data from the entire system is fed into platforms like workforce management, because all this data is required to be planning how the agents are required, when are the peaks, what are the time when you need more people. So all of that data is being fed into external systems as well, right? So with this, quickly to summarize, the advantage or the value that we bring in is that it's digital first, right? Mobile, web, or any digital first is our goal, and at the same time, we can coexist with legacy systems, right? So that's the key where you want to go the digital journey, and at the same time, we can coexist with existing telephony, and there's no rip and replace, right? You have a platform today. We would always not want the customers to rip and replace, but we can coexist and provide the digital capabilities on top of it. And the whole architecture is built in a way that it's modular. It's not necessary that you have to buy the entire stack or you have to use the entire solution suite, right? You use probably chat and video. You use only email and SMS or voice and email, right? So it's a modular built architecture that allows customers to choose and plug and play depending on how they build, right? So there is this build, run, and jog and run, right? You can decide how you move fast, right? So that's the quick what I wanted to share today, and thanks for this. Looking forward to the questions. Yeah.
Thank you, Peanuts. Yeah, for the explanation about the Tetherfi. Yeah. Hopefully we have some more time to have discussion. So it seems that all the speaker have a lot of slide to present. Yeah. Okay. I give time to Gurab, yeah, to present our Jabra. So hopefully we have a time to discuss because we have to end by 11. Go ahead, Gurab.
For sure. Thanks a lot, Andy. Thank you so much. And I'll try my level best to stay within the time. Right. And let me just quickly jump on to my slides. Basically, what I will say is my fellow speakers, they have actually set the context.
Yeah.
It's the AX which will drive your CX. Okay. if we are taking care of our agents, the brand of the voice of your brand specifically, when we are talking about that, right? So it's giving them the right tool sets. We need to equip them with the right technology, the applications, right, which can help them to drive the CX, right? It's not the executives, the leaders, who are going to handle the CX over there. They can actually help the agents to do their job in the best possible manner, improving their productivity, helping them to improve their KPIs, right? And at the same point of time, handle the CX for the overall brand. So with this context set, what I will try and cover within my today's agenda. As you can see over here, it's more to do with, just a quick slide on our Jabra legacy. We are into the audio engineering space, right? Something we will talk about some facts, in my second portion of the presentation. And yes, in a very quick and short manner, a quick highlight on a very high level view in how Jabra is kind of supporting and providing the solutions to boost the CX for all the organization. Having said that, let's jump into the Jabra legacy. It's all in the numbers, right? You see, we are innovating from last 150 years, right? We are a global Danish firm headquartered in Denmark with over 7,000, and I'm sure by now we are kind of more than even 8,000 numbers, right? And if you remember during our initial discussions, I was saying technology is something which is at the core of GN Group, right? Jabra. That is where you see for us all the time we have different pillars, and we actually innovate and do R&D within our R&D centers based in different geographic locations as well, into different use cases also, whether it is medical, professional, consumer grade audio. And that is something which is key for us to grow and bring the right, we actually try keep on growing on the innovation area and see that what is the best technology that can help our customers for today, right? This is a quick roadmap. I will not dwell into that, but just to give you an insight for everyone to know that we started with the telegraph connections and systems, right? And that is where way back, going in 1870s as the scenario, right? And at the same point of time, if you see, we have been growing by after that into different across the industry, whether it is talking about medical aids, whether we are talking about gamings, whether we are talking about these spaces from the supporting the government entities, whether it is from the military grade equipments as well, and also within the professional environment, looking at UC and CC spaces also. So this is a vast history of GN, and that's where the customers place their trust on us, where when we are talking about making all the audio engineering and innovating into this particular space. Having said that, let's quickly jump on to, let me minimize this. Let me quickly jump on to the next section of my presentation, and I'm keeping the time in mind over here. Here, it's like we are seeing, everywhere there are some every 2.5 years, 3 years, there is something or the new thing which is coming onto for the customers to look into, right? And with that, the organization has also have to keep aligned with that newest technology, right? But at the same point of time, the needs and wants of the customers are also changing. With the changing needs of customers, we need to see that how we can empower our agents also to cater to those needs in the changing world for the customers and agents, right? And that is where there are certain facts which we should be kind of thinking about while we know what exactly the trend is going on, where we can provide the solution. So having said that, let's quickly see customer experience. Now, based on the study, right, and that is something which is from last 3 years, we are seeing this is the thing which is already trending and which is coming true. This slide, of course, the study was what we are showing is from 2021, but this is getting in the truer zone. And that's why I wanted to present the slide that, when the Deloitte study has come in, when Jabra did a contact center survey as well, the top priority for any business, in the next 5 years, and we are actually coming into that area, right? This is the fourth year after the survey, and we are seeing customer experience is going to be the top notch, focused area, apart from other KPIs into the operational efficiency area, right? So that's where you're seeing the trend is still going towards that direction, right? We are seeing, staying true to that particular direction, whatever we have surveyed, and basis each of these analysis, we place our product. The Jabra kind of do the survey where the trend is going, and possibly try and bring those particular technology coming onto the market. So having said that, we are seeing this trend from past 3-4 years growing, and I'm sure in the next 5-6 years as well it will be keep on going, and that's where our survey is also saying the same. Having said that, let's see what exactly customer wants. This is on the latest study done by Genesis, from the perspective of state of the customer experience study in 2023, right? Customer wants speed and efficiency. What drives their experience? What they want is like first interaction resolution, like we were talking about in our initial discussion, right? They need faster response. When we are talking about faster response, it can be based on the knowledge of the agents, but it can also be based on how equipped that agent is to not playing or maybe adjusting the tools and technology which he has, but that he has the information available with him, but at the same point of time he is interacting with the best possible voice he has. And 33% respondent has already said that the empathy and the listening ability of a particular agent is something which is very important when we are talking about solving a customer problem, right? So when we look at this, what brings into our mind is the most important aspect is equipping employees with the necessary tools to assist immediately, right? And any source of break or any source of friction, any source of issues in between using that technology or the tools may impact each of these speed and efficiency requirement of the customer, thus impacting your customer experience. What's the AI potential? Everyone says, and we are talking about AI every time. And honestly speaking, my fellow speakers have just mentioned about this, right? AI is there as a tool to equip, to assist the human interaction. So humans are not going to go anywhere. Humans want to interact with human, right? And that is where we are talking about AI's potential to help improvise, right? So if you see based on one of the studies again in the recent year, right, you see the top benefit for the AI's potential is to help on increasing the productivity, right? We even see that the investment on self services to serve low complex and high volume interaction. And I would I would request my audience to keep this thought in the mind that you see the 65% of investment on the self services channels, right? And AI are being used to solve the low complex and high volume interaction. What does this mean? We will quickly jump into my next slide and we will kind of try and look at the relation with this, right? Again, like we said, AI is equipping the medium to solve certain issues and can help the agents to quickly solve the issues. That is where it has to increase the critical thinking ability, right? Self-learning ability, and try and solve the complex issues of the customers. So if you see this, critical thinking, low complex, high volume calls, right? And even identifying the areas of training. So AI is somewhere the technology or the solution or the I say the tool to assist the organization to improve the efficiency, and at the same point of time, the speed with the agents can actually solve customers' problem. Now, while I have actually spoken in my earlier slide about that 65% talking about low complex and high volume calls, what does this mean? the self-services channel are actually being designed to solve issues like, okay, what is my this month's bill, right? Possibly I want to change my address, right? Those doesn't require a human intelligence, right? So the point where Vinod has said, the requirement of human intelligence will be there, human interaction will be there, right? So when the places or the issues where the human interaction is less, the those are the self-services information, or the areas the chatbots and the other AI applications can help. But at the same point of time, if you see in customer journey, the voice is still the king, right? With all these numbers which you are seeing on the screen, it defines that even today, the complex calls, just imagine you have tried to solve your issue on the chatbot, you didn't get the answer. The chatbot also helps you to connect to the live agent, that there also you're not satisfied. What you will do at the end of the day, you will try and pick up the call, and you will try and solve that particular issue by talking to a customer, to an agent, right? And that is where we are talking about 29% of the customers still prefer live agent, right, via phone, and 12% of customer is something which is on a very email, live chat, and chatbot particularly. But if you see on the right hand side, 82% of consumers say that getting their issues resolved quickly is the number one factor, and which we have seen one of the other studies as well talking about the same, right? So having said that, balancing customer journey, which includes your self-service, which include your AI helping you to get more information, but at the same point of time, the balancing out the voice channel is also key. What next? Analytics, right? The insights into your conversation, the operationalizing information, right? You have to have certain level of insights to see that what is working, what is not working, where exactly are the gaps. And if you see, there was one slide where I have spoken about the identifying the training needs, right? Where exactly the things, the gaps are, to help the agents, right, to improvise, right? So that indirectly or directly, it is going to impact your customer experience. So if you see the 56% real time and historical analytics, right, is better to manage customer and employee in a uniform performance view. So like in the previous presentations, by the fellow speakers over here, you see that one single pane view of all the insights helps to take decisions faster, right? Where we are missing is from the audio standpoint, right? How can we know that whether the agents are working in the right environment? Is it they are working, they have the right tools and technology, and at the same point of time, are they working in less noisy background environment, right? Or what who is using a lot of mute percentages, is there is a lot of silence percentages and everything, which is impacting the customer experience. So that is where the capability of speedy and efficient customer interaction, the analytics can help to have the information in one view, right? And voice and text analytics capability are the key enablers. If you see, the recent study from Deloitte is something which is saying that you need to have more and more analytical voice based analytics, which can actually help to find out where the gap is, right? And this is one very key important, and which I have seen that some of the organizations see that, okay, the voice or the speech clarity doesn't impact anywhere, right? But if you see, this is a study done by Cisco itself, that 88% of contact center employees say customers can be difficult to hear, right? So this can impact the repeat calls, this can impact your increase in the call handling time, right? If you are not able to hear customer very clearly, right, that means like you are asking the question again and again to the customer, and you are frustrating the customer, and that is where even your average handle time or the call duration increases, which is a very key factor in improving the operational efficiency. So looking at all these factual data, how does Jabra can help? How can Jabra boost your customer experience being an audio engineering provider company, right? And that is where we are talking about. What we are talking about is linking the missing link, right? If you see, all the organizations are actually putting more and more effort towards all the top of the funnel helping applications, right? Whether workforce management, multiple experience platforms, and other platforms to give help the agents into all these information perspective. But if you see the bottom of the funnel, which is like giving the source point, the end point source of the communication is your voice, is the headset solution, right? And that is where, Jabra mentions that we give you certain level of insights, the digital headsets, which is our digital last mile solution, which are engage series of our solutions. Having said that, what we have done with our engage solution is they have being certified, tested on the UC as well as all the leading contact center platforms, and it's a complete plug and play kind of an approach. So you don't have to have a different integration requirement to kind of use this particular technology. And what exactly we can do is we can give you certain level of insights as well, which is from the perspective of noise monitoring. These insights can be utilized to place in your current dashboard as well, right? Give you certain level of conversational flow and the behavioral patterns, like you talk about people doing a lot of mutes, you talk about what is the kind of background noise environment they are working in, and these informations we can give you in real time as well with our Engage Plus app. So we have Engage 50 Mark II, and Engage 40 is our digital enabled solutions, or the headset solutions, which comes with a free of cost application, which is Engage Plus, which gives you all these real-time insights in terms of how a customer agent is performing and how it is impacting the customer experience as well. So given this technology which we have, right, when we are talking about all these digital insights and everything, how does it work? In a very simple line, these digital headsets have chipset built within the headset with an algorithm and the ability to cancel up to 36 decibels, which is top-notch cancellation in any of the other solution headsets providers, right? Within our range as well, these are the top-notch cancellation. And how we can do is, like, because we have 3 multiple mics on the headphones, which identify the background noise, and the algorithm, what it does, it separates it out. And with the AI-based solution, or the way we are able to separate this voice and crystal clear the technology, crystal clear the waves of the sound, you have any kind of extra disturbances coming in from, let's say, hissing noise or maybe heavy breathing, that actually clears a lot. So how this is going to help? Of course, you have recording solution, you have speech to text conversions, and that is where you need a clear cut recording to be with the right transcriptions. You have real-time conversation quality, like I already said, that crosstalks and amount of silence. And of course, you have direct integration with call control integration with all the platforms, right? So that is where the AI and analytics ecosystem, these digital headsets can help. So real and rich real and rich data insights, where you have includes every information in terms of your call duration, the background noise, the critical noise which is coming in. If you are able to see my screen, I have this particular apps on my small apps like Engage Plus, which shows what kind of background noise is coming, how much is the background noise I'm able to cancel. At the same point of time, you get the targeted and actionable insights, right, in terms of the KPI performance of the employees. And having these informations in real time, the agent can take certain actions during the call to improve the CX, right? If my background is very higher, I can move to a better less noisy environment, or having the headsets which can cancel up to 36 decibels, you still have to not worry about it. But at the same point of time, if you have exceeded your call duration, you can actually say that, okay, you need to wrap up the call. That is where it impacts. That is where it helps to improve the CX. And moving on to my next slide, the needs of from the endpoint analytics solution, like we said, and we were talking about the quality and durability. So we cover all the range of mobile, flexible, durable, and quality level of solutions, where you have the lightest of the headsets. We the weight of our headsets are within 45 grams to 55 grams. These are such lighter, like a Kit Kat Kit Kat is one of the chocolates which comes from, with 3 layers and having the light, very light weight over there. So it's a feather light headset. And then, as I mentioned, we have the algorithms, we have the length of the wire so that the mobile and flexibility can happen. And the best part is we give 3 years of warranty over here, right? The ability to give you insights is something which helps you to build the quality. So, uh, in a summary view, we have spoken about all the real-time analytics. What Jabra also brings in onto the table is the voice analytics, right? And when we are talking about voice analytics, it's all about the real-time assistance for advisors and supervisors. It's the emotional sentiment analysis which we are able to drive and we are able to give in real time. And it is all about the tone, the tonality based insights. That's where in real time as an agent, that is my customer is more engaged, or is he in an angry mode, and do I need to take some actions at the same point of time, right, to improvise on the go. So like I said, we are based on the tone of voice, not what is said, but it is all about how it is said. And the customer sentiment is something in real time. If I know, I can take some improvising steps on the go. That's where the voice and audio solutions we put together and give you some of the insights which are low hanging, which can be improvised in one go. And this, if you see the below of my slide there, these are the kind of impacts which we are able to make, right? 70% report have improved the motivation. 90% have of the users achieve better customer satisfaction and shorter calls, right? And that is where it is important that we know that what are the gaps where we need the improvement at agent level, and at the same point of time we know that how we are able to solve the customer experience in real time by improvising these small low hanging insights from the audio engineering solutions. So with this, I will pause myself. I hope I was with the time, Andy, but this was a quick input in terms of what are the factual things which are going in the present customer experience area and how Jabra can solve and help solve the organization, the customer experience issues. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gaurav. Okay. So it's, uh, all presenter has been present the technology, of course, and we have some overview about how they make it customer experience to customer. So we have a time to ask question, and I have one question here for Gaurav. Yeah, you can read it. Yeah. So from Denny Rizky. Pak Denny Rizky, you want to speak on this speaker or just answer the question from the text? Okay. Uh, okay. Gaurav, there is question here. Permission, Mr. Gaurav. In addition to the benefit of AI technology, of course, threat from the technology in the future may be arise. How can Jabra guarantee that its customer can get safe guarantee when using product from Jabra? Can you explain? Before you answer, actually, I know Jabra is a very long time, and even during the first time, GNetcom is the sponsor of our event, the best contact center in 2007. So they still exist. So of course, for me, they make money because they still exist. And they continue to innovate. Yeah, of course. Go ahead, Gaurav.
Okay, so I'll take a question from Denny right now. Thanks a lot, Denny, for asking this question, and this is a very valid question. Uh, so when we are talking about AI threats, there are multiple ways of looking at AI threats. Some people even look at, okay, then the AI technology will kind of take over, right, and everything. So like we said, there is a controlled R&D environment when we use our AI solutions and the algorithm evolution. right? Now, from Jabra's standpoint, when we are building the AI solution, we actually work on multiple, voice-based recordings to see that what's the best possible manner we can give you the best experience. And one of the key thing is like we are not one of the thing is we are not giving you any kind of separate application to run or be placed on your servers or anything. It is all local based application when you're using our headset solution, right? And when it only gets activated when you are using our headset, so there is no separate background running which is happening. So we want to ensure that one part is that the evolution or the execution of the AI algorithms are happening when our headsets are in use and giving you real time insights. Now, second part is in terms of when we are talking about real time insights, these data gets be presented in front of the screen to the agents. The other part is you want to use this data post the call for historical analysis. For that, also what Jabra ensures is like we give you certain level of SDKs and APIs which you can actually use based in your secure environment and use that data, pull out the data from our headset to build that dashboard, right? So in that sense, you have a controlled environment of using our data, and the AI engine works only when you are on an active call. The third part is on the encapsulation of the voice packets, right? So since this is a wired solution that we spoke about digital ability, right? And these engaged solutions which we just spoke about, that is where we have the USB-A and USB-C, and the encapsulation of the voice happens at the the contact center platform which you are using at that moment, how secure that is, right? But apart from that, we do have wireless solutions. Since you have asked the question from a Jabra standpoint, we have solution like Engage 55, Engage 65, which are tech-based solutions, right? Which are military-grade tech-based solution, which actually encapsulates the packet of voice. 256-bit encryption is done on the voice packets, and then only it gets transcribed. Are sent across. So all this is something which we ensure that all these data is being utilized. And that's why I said in the present scenario, we have to remain aligned with the current technology and security aspects on this. Maybe more if you want to understand and know about, you can always reach out to me or any of the people within Indonesia team in Jabra. So that's something which we can explain in detail more.
Okay.
So thank you, Danny. I hope I was able to answer your question.
Thank you, Garab. A very short answer this for Jelani. How many percent Jabra can block the noise? Just very short answer, Ken.
Sure. So like I said, our digital solutions can cancel up to 36 decibels, right?
Yeah.
When you're talking about 36, just a reference, why you have asked me in percentage point, believe me on this, there is no technology that can cancel up to 100% noise cancellation, because even air has noise, right?
Okay.
If you see a put of dB on that, so that is where up to 36 decibels, that means a peak noise contact center has 85 to 90 decibels, right?
Okay.
So if you reduce by 36 decibel, it comes to around 45, 55 decibels, which is like a quiet environment in an office, right?
Okay.
So that is the level we can block the noise.
Thank you, Garab. I want to back to Eric about his presentation. I see that from your what is complete set of your Zoom solution is included workforce management as well, included all the things, yeah. And similar with what Tetherfi present as well. This combination actually all of this. So it seems that all the product of the is come out with all the set function of doing that. So what do you think in a key advantage of Zoom delivering to the customer for your solution?
Yeah, thank you for the question, Pak Andy. So if you look at the complete suite, this is actually built from the ground from Zoom. This is not a partnership, neither OEM or integration. So everything is built from it. So natively, it's very easy and smooth that integrate, right? So especially, like you mentioned, there's really two set of customer. One set of customer, they want to have everything easy to use, and another group of people probably significant large enterprise, they want best of breed as well. So we support two options,
I see.
meaning that so as a customer that really want a true innovation, this is what Zoom has delivered in terms of CX. Because when you give us more time, we definitely can demonstrate our capability end to end. But then, like you mentioned, some customer that really love a particular, WFM that they used before, they want to using that for various reasons. This is, I think, many talk about. There's no rip and replace, right? I love to rip and replace, but in reality, it doesn't happen this way. So we give the customer a flexibility that if they choose to use a particular workforce management, yes, they can continue using whichever, and then we do integrate with them as well.
I see. How long do you think what is the customer need to implement the technology of Zoom before it's become a complete set live?
Yeah, so I would say you won't get a straight answer from me because every deployment is different. Let's suppose a greenfield deployment, a new process, that's very quick. And if you talk about a customer that has been using contact centers for the last 20 years, they want to migrate, that will take time to progressively, migrate a certain process onto Zoom as well. So really depending on the customer environment and use case.
I see. Thank you, Eric.
Yeah.
Like to Pinoch regarding this, so what is your key advantage of using Tetherfi for the customer experience?
I think, like I mentioned before, what we really perceive as the key advantage we provide is that the architecture and the whole suite is very modular, right? So that what it gives, it looks very simple when we say it's a modular architecture, but what it basically gives the customer is the ability to what we call crawl, walk, run, right? You're not straight away trying to run the race, right? Basically, the crawl is maybe low-hanging fruits, try to get certain capabilities in, and then you build on top of it, add a lot more digital capability, and then you have a full set, integrated solution. So that's the key advantage, I would say, where the customer can choose how they progressively add on and be able to get the digital capabilities, and at the same time coexist with existing infrastructure that they've invested in. It can be telephony, it can be cloud, or it can be on-prem. So we have the ability to coexist and integrate with their platforms, right? So those are two key things I would say as a key Tetherfi advantage.
Okay. And how long it takes for a customer to implement the Tetherfi solution, either for cloud or on-prem?
I think a bit of what Eric mentioned. There's no straight answer, but at the same time, like I mentioned, it's a multi-phased journey, right? So let's say if you get on the journey to say, let me get the basic functionality up and running quickly, it can be anywhere between 3 to 4 months to get the basic functionality that it gives you the ability and the platform in place first. And from there, adding on is again very much dependent on the environment, how customers want to do it, because there's a lot of things that goes in enterprises in terms of even marketing, PR, because you've got to tell customers that we are going to open up a new channel now. You can do a video call with us. So there's a lot of other activities that happen which are dependent on external, not just the technology platform as such, but it's dependent on a whole lot of things. From my experience, I would say we've had implementations between 3 to 6 with a few features, bringing multiple channels in around 3 to 6 months. Is something that I've seen. But again, depends on process on the other side as well. Yeah.
I see. Another question is actually because so many application with the same feature with this. So actually, what is the key point that customer need to be considered before choosing which product need to be implemented in their contact center, and what is the challenge of doing that? Pinot, you want to add?
Yeah, like you mentioned, it's definitely a challenge. And now this space, right, the customer experience space is kind of, I would say, a crowded market, right? There's a lot of players and a lot of different solution providers and products that's available. So how does a customer choose, right? to me, I've been part of a lot of consulting as well, right? So the consultative approach I would take here, being a customer, would be to evaluate uh, long-term stability
Okay.
and long-term how can you add on things.
Yeah.
It's not just about implementing it today and not able to scale or add new things on top of it, right? So these could be some key factors, like how you can scale, bring new capabilities on top of the stack. That could be one deciding factor.
Thank you, Pires. Eric, you want to add on? Still mute. Yeah.
Yeah, can you? Sorry, I did not pay attention to you.
No, I mean that because so many product is available for customer experience, how do you think the customer has to choose which one the best, and what is the risk of doing that?
Right. I guess there's also a few answers to it, right? So number one is we've gone into an era where everyone is talking about innovation, right? Those channels that support in the past, especially voice, that is critical, that will remain. And then depending on the process that they are running, because they are different industry, right? Industry use case is a bit different. So they will probably look into the use case, how they want to implement, and probably pick the best solution for them as well.
I see.
Right? Yeah.
Thank you, Eric. Yeah, and I have question here for Gura, but it seems that the same question I already asked about that. So you mentioned about 3 years, and you give guaranteed 3 years for the Jabra solution. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, so from Job, like Andy, just in a short manner, if you are using our Engage solution since the question has been asked from Jabra perspective, so I will leave any other headsets on the side. But from Jabra perspective, if you are using our digital solution, which I just presented today, minimum 3 years is something you won't have any issues, right? By continuously using. But apart from our digital solutions, we do have our BIS series solution and other solutions, which we can safely say that you can use it for 2 to 3 years, right? Depending on the kind of abuse be happening in the contact center, right? So yes, 2 to 3 years engages, 3 years is minimum. Nothing will happen.
Okay, thank you. It seems that 11 o'clock is a very short time. We have three very great presentation today. And before we end, I give you maybe 1 minute to say something. Maybe if they want to contact you as well, how? And I give to Eric first. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. So I really love Indonesia, right? Very close to my past experience. I've done a lot of great job, big project there. So if you have any question, you can reach out to our business partner Kayreach. You have the contact details with them, or it's also able to reach out to me. But I prefer you to reach out to Kayreach. That'll be better.
Okay, so
Yeah.
your main
Yeah.
distributor in Indonesia is Kayreach, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So for this particular
Yeah,
partnership, yes, with Kayreach.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Pinot, you want to say something?
Yep. Thanks again. It was an interesting session. One of the key things in these sessions is not just sharing what we have, what we know. It's also learning from across the board, and like Eric and Gaurav, and some interesting perspectives in customer experience. And thanks, Andy, for this invite and interesting. Of course, definitely to get in touch with us, you can always go through our website. It's quite easy, and we also have a team based in Jakarta and Indonesia. So, and we have quite a good partner base there. The partner list is available in our website. So,
Yeah.
please do use some of these channels and get in touch. Yeah, thank you so much.
Hopefully, people access your website will have better experience as well. Yeah. And Jabra, go ahead.
Oh, thanks a lot, Andy. It's always a pleasure to be on the webinars from ICCA, honestly, and love to be here. Love to hear the great speakers over here. Learned a lot, and I'm sure now looking at the missing link at the bottom of the funnel, even the applications will start getting the data and putting all these informations for their customers as well. So. Great points, great learning, and thanks to all the audience to listening and thank for the great questions you have asked, Andy, and as well as the participants have asked over here in the chat. quick thing to contact us, Jabra. We have Jabra's local team present in Jakarta. You can contact them through ICCA as well. We if you have any questions or you want to reach out to any of our team members locally present, and to connect directly to me as well, my LinkedIn profile is always open if you want to reach out to me. So that is the two-way, and of course, Jabra's website. You can always reach out through any of your queries. So we'll be more than happy to help you through that. So there are three ways: ICCA directly, through my LinkedIn, and definitely through our website.
Yeah. We just join. They just go up with my link as well. Link. Link.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you
Yeah,
very much
Pak
for the
Andy.
host speaker. Yeah.
Yeah, Pak Andy, maybe I just missed out one part. Since
Yeah.
we're going to talk about local representative, so we do have local representative in Indonesia as well, right?
Okay.
Bahasa speaking person, colleagues
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, so you can reach out to ICCA, so we can actually channel the right person to assist you,
Yeah. Look forward.
including our partners. Thank you.
Yes, look forward to have facility from Zoom so we can have more webinar with ICCA as well. Thank you very much for the time for today, and see you next time. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, take
Thank you.
photo
Have a nice
together.
day.
Yeah, can we take photo together, all the participants, if you want? Uh,
Boleh, teman-teman kalau yang sudah hadir boleh dinyalakan kameranya, kita foto bersama dengan para speakersnya.
okay.
Oke, yuk
Yeah,
di open cam-nya, kita foto.
if you want to take photo together, go ahead. Ya, mari kita foto bersama.
Oke, saya hitung ya teman-teman ya.
Ya, thank you for all
Oke.
the
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
terima
everyone.
kasih. Bye bye.
Ya,
Have a
thank
nice day. Thanks.
you.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Thank you.
I just wanted